But basically, I'll give you the precursor. I'll set the table for you. They're talking about which quarterbacks are most likely to maybe be moved on from or to make their last start for their team this year. And you can guess which answer Chris Canty goes with, and then it's partially the reasoning, partially the answer that I have reactions to, which is ironic because I would actually call his reaction an overreaction, and then I'm going to react to it. We have it now for you. Here's Chris Canty on Unsportsmanlike.
Which one is most likely of that group to potentially be in their last dance this year, starting quarterback with their respective teams? Dak, Hurts, Young, Watson.
I'm probably going to go with Bryce Young because the Carolina Panthers aren't going to be very good, and we're seeing teams move off of quarterbacks quickly. Now, here's the thing. I don't want to crush Bryce Young because the Panthers did not set him up to succeed. But we've seen you've got an impetuous owner in David Tepper that doesn't have a lot of patience. He's fired 3 straight coaches in the middle of the season. I just think this is a situation now where the Carolina Panthers, if Bryce Young doesn't show and prove based on the investments that this team has made on the offense this offseason, particularly the offensive line, then I think there could be a world where the Panthers decide to move off of Bryce Young, especially if they have a top pick in 2025.
Man.
Here's the thing. It starts with investment. They traded away this year's first-round pick for Bryce Young. So pretend that they drafted Bryce Young with this year's first-round pick. They brought in a coach and a GM who were given the ultimatum, I'm sure, you better make it work with Bryce Young. 1 year is not enough to figure it out, and I think everybody knows that. Secondly, and here's where I think the context is being missed. Even if Bryce Young is absolutely atrocious, okay? I don't think it's going to happen, but crazier things have happened, right? Let's say he gets the yips, okay? And suddenly a 5-yard out looks like a 50-yard window shot, and he can't do it. He's hitting sideline members in the face with passes. You still have to stick with him another year. Do you know why? Because you hopefully learned your lesson, right? What did Chris Canty say in that very clip? He doesn't want to bash Bryce Young because they did not put him in a situation to succeed. So guess what? If Bryce Young doesn't succeed, they have to learn from Bryce Young not succeeding and take the time to put the proper structure in place before the next guy gets there. And to do that, you're going to have to eat some losses. To do that, you're going to have to play Bryce Young while you get your wide receivers in place, while you get your running game in place, while you get your defense in place. And then you can move on from Bryce Young. But if you move on from Bryce Young without having everything else settled, you're just going to get another Bryce Young situation where you have the quarterback and you're not ready for it yet. If Bryce Young flames the heck out, I think you have to take your medicine and play Bryce Young another year. And if Bryce Young shows I'm talking about any, point blank, any flashes of being a potential starting quarterback in the NFL this year, you give him the next year. It's the Trevor Lawrence thing, right? I don't want to put Frank Reich and Urban Meyer in the same category. Because Frank Reich seems like a nice guy that you genuinely want to root for. Urban Meyer once allegedly kicked a kicker. They're not the same. But you could put the rookie year of Trevor Lawrence and the rookie year of Bryce Young in a similar situation in which you say, let's just start over, right? Trevor Lawrence's rookie year was not a good rookie year by any stretch. But you look at it and you go, who is his number one wide receiver? Travis Etienne was hurt. The coach was a joke. It didn't work out. The coach didn't make it through the entire year, and it was his first year as a head coach in the NFL. And then you do, and you do, and you do, and then you go, all right, year 2 is his first year for Trevor Lawrence. Everything I just said could have been used for Bryce Young. Who did he have to throw to? Where was the running? The coach, he didn't even make it past the 11-week mark. And, let's just, year 2 is year 1. Now, let me cover all the bases. right? And feel free to bring this clip up a year from now if you want to, right? Bookmark it, YouTube it, 99.9 The Fan on YouTube. Subscribe while you're there. Feel free. There is a world where Bryce Young is done before the end of this year, okay?
It's a real possibility.
If he absolutely stinks and the Panthers don't realize that they can learn from their mistakes and do better for the next guy, they could move on from him. There's 0% chance he's the most likely out of any group of unless you're talking about like, hey, we have Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Bryce Young. Which one's more likely to get benched? Then we know the answer. But if you put him with any host of quarterbacks in his same age bracket or near where he is in his career, he has job security by way of investment. Right? There's sunk cost into moving on from Bryce Young that just don't exist for so many other quarterbacks. So many other quarterbacks. On the surface, yeah, they might not be very good. You dig down deeper, they might not have any choice.